Hello, Frida.
Hello.
How are you? Good evening.
Yeah, I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I think I tried to call you earlier today. I can't remember anymore. Did I call you today?
No.
I didn't. Hiya. Negoriro ni Dayo. Dayo has lost me. Yeah. I thought I
Yeah,
talked.
we're live.
Okay, I can't even remember what I want to talk about, but I think it was important. But are we alive already?
Yes.
Oh, you need to. Yeah, we need to be to be streaming music in the beginning because if you're live, it's just showing blank screen. Okay, are you able to stream music from your YouTube channel? But to,
Um,
to do that, you would have to share the screen. Anyway, alright. So I think you need to practice this offline. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because music in the beginning is good. This is how many minutes? 6 minutes. Okay. Today is terminology translation. Mhm. Again, I think we are on ideation. Ideation of STEM. How is that? Hello, Frida.
Hello.
Any other classical music?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
That's weird. It's playing from my Google speakers.
Yeah. Maybe Zoom is not picking it up.
That's weird. That's the most weird thing.
One notification. Once now on Steam Era. Actuate send now is translation. List full. Join our Cloud HD video meeting. Hello, let's start joining. https:///////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////
Welcome, Frida.
Yes?
And music.
No. Maybe you have to play it forever from another device.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. It's already time. It's already 8. I think people should start joining us.
Hey, Frida. Are people in the meeting?
They seem to be having some trouble joining. I don't know, maybe there's an issue. Let me try to see what the issue could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
People have trouble joining Zoom.
Yeah, I'm thinking they used the wrong link. Let me copy them.
Oh, is there a different link? You make a different link each time.
Yeah, different meetings have different links. So
Oh, they don't use the same recurring link for all of them.
yeah, you can see they've gotten it.
So it's a different link. It's different from the one Augustine had posted to the group.
Yeah, there must have been a mistake when sharing. Yeah.
Oh man. I think we need to simplify this so the link should always be the same for all meetings because of that.
Hi, Doc.
Hello, how are you, Augustine? What happened?
I'm
Where did
doing
you guys?
fine.
Where did you guys go? You're in a different link.
I think I've been publicizing the link. I just copied from, the roster which Frida initially shared. So I don't know if all the links are different. I don't.
Yeah, they're all
Cause
different. That's what Frida tells me. All the links are different.
yeah, so I've been publicizing the one which is under STEM.
Oh, the stem. Oh, this is the one you joined. Oh, this is the one. Say Frida. What do you say? This
Yeah.
is the one on the stem. This one I joined.
Yeah, this is the one. The one I've just shared to Augustine was is the one under STEM.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We are
So we
sorry
should
for
get,
that. Maybe we can start.
let's get started.
Yes. So good evening, everyone. Sure, Doc. So good evening, everyone, and first of all, apologies for the delay, and thank you so much for making time again for another Actuate Learn to Earn session. Today's session is STEM Learn to Earn session. So maybe those who are not muted can just mute. So welcome to today's session, and today we are going to have a deep discussion about ideation stage in STEM knowledge translation. Over the last 3 weeks, we have been discussing translation phases or those areas that are really complex. We started the first week with by talking about exploration stage. We understood how we can do research and identify existing gaps and be able to identify problems and come up with research discovery. And then the second week, we were able to understand how to sort and filter the data, the raw data collected during exploration phase. That is now exteriorization. Then the third week, we are able to understand how to put that data into good formats before sharing to the public by standardizing, by codifying, and also documentation. And now in this week now, since the data, I mean the information is ready, is documented, and is ready to be shared with the stakeholders. Now we are here to understand how now people can sit down and come up with creative ideas of how the approach will be, how the product will look like. So thank you so much for making time. Make yourself comfortable, and let's take notes and ensure that we get to grab something at the end, something impactful at the end of the day. I'm so sure that at the end of the day, we will be able to understand how the whole idea or the whole phase of ideation in STEM knowledge translation looks like. And we start now practicing it and mastering it. So now I would love to take you through the session agenda. Our topic master is Alan Owino. He'll give us a presentation on ideation stage in STEM knowledge translation. Then after that, I will invite Dr. Machari, our CEO, to give additional comments. Then after there, we'll have an interactive questions and answer session. And then after there, now we will have to hear from Diana Mondi about the summit report and announcement. Then after there, I will give closing remarks. Then we adjourn the meeting. So thank you so much. Make yourself comfortable. And Aaron, sorry, Alan, if you can hear me, mic over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Augustine. Good evening, everyone. So I'm called Owino Alan Victor. Currently a third-year student at Moi University, taking manufacturing, industrial, and textile engineering. So hope you can hear me. Someone to confirm.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes,
today, okay, fine. So today I'll take you through ideation stage in STEM knowledge translation and commercialization. So first of all, we need to know what is ideation stage. So ideation stage, the initial crucial phase in STEM knowledge translation and commercialization. So it's where a spark of an idea in scientific research or technological advancements is nurtured and developed into a tangible concept with potential for real-world application. So this stage usually involves brainstorming, exploring possibilities, and defining the problem or need that the proposed solution aims to address. So up to there, hope you've understood what is ideation stage. So we're going to also discuss what are some of the significance of the ideation stage. So the ideation stage is paramount for several reasons. Reason number one, the foundation of success. Ideation stage is a foundation for success. So a strong ideation process lays the groundwork for a successful knowledge translation and commercialization journey. A well-defined idea with the clear objectives and a compelling value proposition is essential for attracting investments, securing partnership, and ultimately achieving market success. So point number 2 is identifying gaps and opportunities. Identifying gaps and opportunities. So this ideation stage encourages critical thinking and analysis. So allowing researchers and innovators to identify gaps in existing solutions and pinpoint opportunities for impactful innovation. Point number 3 is generating creative solutions. Generating creative solutions. So this by fostering a collaborative and open environment. The ideation stage encourages diverse perspectives and promotes the generation of creative solutions that addresses complex challenges. Hope we are together. Somebody to confirm.
Yes, Mr. Allen.
Okay, so we also need to know how is ideation stage done, or how is ideation done. So the ideation typically involves the following steps. Step number 1, problem identification. You identify the problem. So this is defining the specific problem or need that the proposed solution aims to address. So you define the specific problem or the need that proposed solution aim to address. For example, today I was going through the LinkedIn post by Dr. Macharia. Then I think in the post, we had a problem of scarcity of water in arid areas, and many people, like 17 million people, are being affected. So that is the problem now. You have identified the problem. The problem is the scarcity of water. Yeah. So point number 2, brainstorming.
Oh, we lost him. Hi, Alan. You broke off from brainstorming.
Okay. Point number 2 is brainstorming. So this is generating a wide range of potential solutions through open discussions, brainstorming sessions, and idea sharing platform. So open discussion like the one we have here. So you share, you discuss, yeah. So point number 3 is concept development. You now develop the concept, defining and shaping the most promising idea into well-defined concept with the clear objective, target market, and potential benefit. You ensure that the concept you've developed has a clear objective and target markets and potential benefits. Point number 4 is feasibility analysis. So this is assessing the technical, economic, and market feasibility of the proposed solution. We go to point number 5, value proposition development. Value proposition development. So this is articulating the unique value proposition of the solution and its potential impact on the target market. So up there, we've done with the stages or how ideation is done. So we want also to look on challenges in ideation for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics knowledge. So the challenge number one is bridging the gap. So when translating complex scientific knowledge into practical and commercial viable solution can be challenging. Yeah. When you want to translate complex scientific knowledge into now practical and commercially viable solution, sometimes can be a challenge. Then point number two is limited resources. Researchers often face limited resources for conducting thorough market research, feasibility studies, and concept development. So you might discover a problem somewhere, but now to complete your task or to complete the research, it needs money. So you lack funds or you have inadequate funds. So continuing with the research might be a problem. Point number four is lack of collaboration. So these silos between research institution, industry, and investors can hinder the flow of ideas and collaboration. You have an idea, you've invented something, but now the problem for you to link up with industry or for your idea to be invented or to be put into the market, you should have investors, you should also have some stakeholders. So you lack that collaboration between you and the stakeholders. Automatically, the idea can't go through. So point number four is intellectual property protection. This to do with plagiarism, something like that sort. So protecting intellectual property rights during the ideation stage is crucial, but navigating the complexity of patent law can be daunting. So having gone through challenges in ideation for STEM knowledge, we are going to talk about leveraging blockchain and decentralized finance, the DeFi, for enhanced ideation. So leveraging, for example, in Forex trading, we have a broker and you as a trader. So in between the broker and you as a trader, there's leverage. So this leverage, it magnifies the financial power. Yeah. So blockchain and DeFi technology offer exciting possibilities for enhancing the ideation stage in STEM knowledge, translation, and commercialization. So point number one is decentralized idea platform. So blockchain-based platforms can facilitate secure and transparent idea sharing, fostering collaboration and innovation across geographical boundaries. Point number two is smart contract for ID protection. So smart contracts can automate the process of intellectual property protections, ensuring secure and transparent ownership rights for innovators. Point number three is tokenized funding. So DeFi mechanism, that is decentralized finance, can enable researchers to access funding through tokenized equity or crowdfunding initiatives, providing alternative sources of capital for ideation and every stage development. So we have point number 4, data-driven insights. So blockchain's technology can facilitate the collection and analysis of data related to research, market trends, and user feedback, providing valuable insights of refining ideas and making informed decisions. So having gone through leveraging blockchain and decentralized finance, I can now conclude that the ideation stage is the cornerstone of successful science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, knowledge, translation, and commercialization. By embracing innovative approaches such as leveraging blockchain and DeFi technologies, we can create a more collaborative, efficient, and equitable environment for nurturing groundbreaking ideas and driving impactful innovation. Thank you for listening. Back to Augustine.
Wow. Thank you so much, Alan Owino, for that insightful presentation about ideation stage in STEM knowledge translation. Thank you for giving us a definition that ideation is a process of now generating the ideas of how the approach will look like, of how the product will look like, or how the intervention will look like. And thank you so much also for taking us through the process of ideation from problem identification, brainstorming, concept development, feasibility, analysis, value proposition development, and also taking us through challenges. And I love when you emphasized about the limited resources, and you talked about the financial challenge as a challenge during ideation. You have to pay, you have to move to field, you have to do a lot of validity and visibility. It really needs resources, and grants cannot do that. The moment you wait for a grant for you to actualize your idea, you will be around 50 years old, and everything is moved. Those who have money will have overtaken your idea. So what can we do? We can't be stuck there waiting for grants to do all this. We need to think outside the box. That's why we are here as Actuate Biomedicine, to come up with this blockchain platform and a decentralized platform, decentralized finance platform, to ease all these challenges. Talking about limited resources, not only financial resources, but also human resource. And we are here also as Actuate to empower you with knowledge, so that now we can be complete. We can, at the end of the day, we have solved the issue of limited resources, both limited human resource and limited financial resources. Thank you so much also for touching something very important, very crucial about intellectual property, and go on and describe how we can leverage this powerful technology, decentralized mechanisms to solve the intellectual property. And you talked about smart contracts for IP protection. I think Doc will also dive deeper into this. Not only smart contracts, but also owning tokens means you are holding the title deed for your idea. So thank you so much, Mr. Alan. And at this juncture, I would love to invite Dr. Macharia to give his additional comments. Doc, if you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much, Alan. Thank you, Augustine, for presiding over this very important session about ideation in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, translation. Very, very important. Because ideation is, as Alan has told us, it's at the foundation. It's the foundation of everything. Then later on, he said it's the cornerstone. Even the cornerstone is the foundation stone, the stone that holds everything together. Then when you have that cornerstone laid well, then you have your building, the building going up with a beautiful structure that is strong and stable forever. And so it is said that ideation, it is said it's about the opportunity. I think this, what looks like problems, you like to look at them the other side. The other side of problem is opportunity. Opportunity to do something great, something very, very good. It's not really a problem, is because this thing has been going on. Like what you're talking about, scarcity of water in northeast Kenya, that has been going on forever and ever since when? But then we have the opportunity to intervene, in opportunity to create something. Now creating something something they're going to create, it comes from idea, it comes from a storm in your brain. Say brainstorming. A lot of time people do not understand what the word brainstorm means. Brainstorm does not mean many people talking out loud to one another. The storm is happening inside your own brain, your own, not the brain of another 10 people or even another 100 people. The brain is like a rainstorm, a lot of thoughts, a lot of new ideas flowing in. But where does that storm come from? Where is the cloud that is holding that rain? See, where is the cloud that's holding that rain? Those raindrops that are going to storm down into your consciousness. See, that's what the brainstorm is. These are ideas, or maybe that's the thoughts that are raining down into your consciousness. These things come from your knowledge. First of all, you have to have some fundamental knowledge of what's going on. This comes from what you have done before: exploration, exteriorization, formalization. It comes from scouring through the formalized data, the formalized knowledge. That means going to the library and reading many textbooks, particularly reading textbooks from the original authors. Find out what insight you can gain. For example, if we have this water problem in northeastern Kenya, there must be people who have described that water problem for how many years been going on, and then the idea of blockchain comes along. Then you want to study as much as possible to see what you can do with blockchain, because the word blockchain is just a word. But inside blockchain, you need to unpack the blockchain in your own consciousness so that you know exactly what blockchain has to offer that is different. Then you say, let us combine this problem of water with a blockchain, and then you see a new baby gets born. So ideation is like giving birth to a new baby. It's very, very, I think, monumental thing. Yeah. Ideation is what I think Paul, I keep referring to Apostle Paul because he was a very insightful guy. He called it, he called it travail. You know, travail? Travail means labor. Ideation is, he called it, is similar to a travail. It's a woman in labor. You see, when you're in labor, when the woman is in labor, none of you men have been in labor, so you have no clue what Paul is talking about. A woman in labor goes through a lot of pain, and then because labor pain, we all know about labor pain, and then after that she delivers a new baby. Okay, that new baby is like a new concept that you have just delivered. You deliver it to the world. That happens. It happens in your own consciousness. That you get a new baby being born in your consciousness, and that is nothing more spiritual than that. It happens in your spirit. The consciousness is your spirit. You get a new baby born. A lot of people are terrified of that. Did you know that 96% of the people are afraid of thinking? Because that process, as I said, is like going through labor to deliver a new baby. That is the reason why you find that opportunities for creating water solutions can last for centuries, not even centuries, even millennia, 1,000 years. And nobody wants to do anything because giving birth to a new idea is much, much more painful, like 1,000 times more than giving birth to a new baby. Well, ladies, I'm not trying to make your work sound it's little work, but I'm telling you, giving birth to ideas is much, much more painful. Why is it more painful? It's terrifying. It's not pain like physical pain, like if you experience physical pain, and it is something that is terrifying. People are afraid of doing that. And see, and in order for this new idea to be born, it has to come from two fields of knowledge. Like in this case, we are talking about the knowledge in hydrology combining with blockchain technology. See these two ideas. And you see in the scriptures, we also learn when the two of you agree, my Father in heaven will give you whatever you want. See, when two of you agree, the two of you who agree is the two things that you have in a consciousness that you have to tie together, two fields of knowledge that you bring together. And that brings massive headache to a lot of people because creating something new, because that's going to bring a new thing, a new bond. And just giving you a basic example we use all the time is Steve Jobs creating an iPhone. That is an iPhone. Where did it come from? A smartphone that has got the screen itself is a keyboard and it's for everything and keeps on changing. How does that idea get born? You see, it is not easy. Yes, it is not easy work, but it's not so hard. It should not be painful. It is just that you have to hold that space, holding the space. I don't know how else to put it. That's what holding the space. Like Moses, when he said you are standing on a holy ground. That's a holy ground that you go there even without shoes. Take off your shoes, you are standing on holy ground. It means that because when you get in that place, in your consciousness, in your own mind, yeah, in your own consciousness, you get a lot of distraction from people trying to tell you, oh, what you're thinking is nonsense. It never work. Okay? Holding that space of ideation is really, really hard because it's called a holy ground. So standing on a holy ground where you're about to deliver something new. You're about to draw out something totally new, and then you can bring the children out of slavery in Egypt, bring them to promised land. See? All these things is written in the Holy Scriptures, but written in other words, that you're about to bring the children out of Egypt and take them to promised land, to draw them out of slavery. That's what ideation is about. And of course, in the Old Testament, it's given a lot of colorful, symbolic language. We see a burning bush that is not consuming the tree, the bush itself. You see fire that's flaming. That fire, that's the fire in your mind. It's called a burning bush The fire is not really in your mind, it's in your consciousness. It's a burning bush. So the process of ideation is similar to that. It's a very spiritual moment. And then you feel inadequate to do it. You start asking yourself, who am I going to say that sent me to do this, to deliver you guys out of? And you say, I am that I am. You, a self, I am your own consciousness. Listen to this carefully. Who am I going to say that, who am I going to say sent me? Go and say, I am sent you. Okay? What that means that ideation is extremely personal. It's I in you who has to deliver. Don't wait for other people for validation from anybody else, because I am has sent you. I am has sent you to deliver that new idea. And that new idea cannot come unless you stay with it, because you're going to feel inadequate. You're going to say, oh, I can't even talk, I can't even present. So as you have heard, these are the challenges. Like, how do you get to the next stage? After you have conceived your idea, you've seen the burning bush, and you're now going to get this thing out. You have to draw this thing out to deliver the new baby, to deliver them from wherever they are to the land, to the promised land. It's got from the land of slavery to promised land, because that's what new ideas are supposed to do: deliver the multitude or the population from slavery to promised land. This promised land is what's called opportunity. Okay, in new language, promised land. In old language, it was called promised land. In geographical terms, it was called Canaan, across River Jordan. But you have to get them through the Red Sea. You cannot get there unless you have that state of consciousness. And that's what you're called upon. But then, in order for you to get that state of consciousness, you need to know the lay of the land very, very well. Remember, like Moses, in order to know the lay of the land, he first of all was working in the palace of the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. He worked there for many years, so he knew what he was talking about. Okay. Then he had to work with the people. He knew. That means he had done literature review. He had done sufficient review of literature to find out. Then, after he had done that, he had gone over to the promised land. He had actually seen it. So he also has literature review about what Canaan looks like, the land of milk and honey. He knew what it looked like completely. He knew the way to cross River Jordan. This means that you ought to have done your literature review thoroughly, the literature of about the formalized knowledge and standardized knowledge, so you know the state of knowledge. If you don't do that, then your idea is like clouds without rain. Okay, so you want that rainstorm to be substantive, creating huge raindrops. But that means that you have to be very, very knowledgeable. Like Moses himself, he had gone all the way to Promised Land. He spent quite a number of years in that desert of Sinai. I think he was herding goats. At some point, he met some young lady, he married her. That's from Mr. Jethro, I think Jethro's daughter. So all that indicates literature review. To review the literature of the formalized knowledge about the field of knowledge that you want to dive into. So you have to be totally immersed into the field of knowledge. Like you're both inside. You're inside with both your feet and your whole body all the way covered up. And then the second field of knowledge, you have to be totally immersed. Now, if you're talking about water in northeastern Kenya, we have to be fully immersed in that place. We know the geography, the lay of the land, everything. And then the new promised land, which is called called Canaan. Canaan itself. You know, what kind of solution do you want to lay on the ground? And then the technology that you're putting to do all that. It's called the blockchain and decentralized finance. All those has to be very, very well understood. And this is now in every field of knowledge you're going to be. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're proposing, you have to be very well read. That's why you go to school in a university for 4 years to get a full fund of knowledge. The fund of knowledge is called like is similar to the fund of money. The fund of knowledge has got 3 dimensions. One dimension is called the depth of knowledge. So when you're talking to somebody, you can be listening to someone, and you can actually tell very quickly where this person his knowledge has got any depth. And you've heard people saying that, oh, that person has no depth. So what is depth of knowledge? That's number one. You need to have, your knowledge needs to be deep, like deep ocean. Number two, it has to have the breadth of knowledge. It has to be wide enough, broad spectrum, that you understand things and how things tie to one another, meaning that you can connect dots between this and this and this. That means understanding the lay of the land itself. That's called depth of knowledge. Then you need to understand the height of knowledge. The height of knowledge. The height of knowledge is the idea that you have and the way it relates with what you can do. That means that from what you have, what you believe, what you hope to achieve, totally begins to correspond with what your mind is telling you to do, and what you're feeling about doing, and what you're actually doing physically. This means that this talks about congruency of what you're saying, that the espoused theory is the same as your theory in action. You see, that's what's called the height of knowledge. I'll say this again because that's where we fail totally. You find totally, in fact, if you have no height of knowledge, you can be saying a lot of things, but you're doing all different things. That is extremely dangerous, because not only can you never ever succeed, but it's going to waste a lot of time for yourself, and you will never make it. That is called incongruence. So you want the height dimension to be totally congruent, that what you're saying is what you are doing. But you've heard in Swahili some people say, huyo ni mdomo tu. People can detect if you are mdomo tu peke yake. This means that your words have to correspond to your action, because words without action is just dead. Ask James. Words without action are dead, and that death is the death of your own self. So we have said the height of knowledge. The depth of knowledge means that you know enough theoretical. You have read enough theoretical literature, which is you spend 4 years in school gathering all that theory, so you can use it. Then the breadth of knowledge, you know how that field of knowledge relates to other fields that are relevant. That is called connecting the dots, that you can connect the dot between A, B, and C. And then the height of knowledge, which is alignment, that what you're saying is what you're doing. Be a doer of your word, because if there's no action, then people don't trust you. So you see, these are general things, and to understand, to have that spirit of getting through an ideation, get to the process, to the point of conceptualizing or conceiving or giving birth to a new baby. But see, giving birth to a new baby is just the beginning. As the mothers, they give birth to a new baby, they are one day in the maternity, day one, but then this baby has to grow for the rest of his life. Because the baby is not an adult as soon as it's born. First of all, for 6 months to 1 year, the baby relies on breastfeeding from the mother alone, doesn't eat any food from anybody else. So you have to be ready to breastfeed your idea. That's what you're talking about, resources. Where are they going to come from? And there are 2 categories of resources. Resource number 1 is money. Money actually is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is putting together collaborators, people who can collaborate with you to make that thing work. And then the biggest homework that's most difficult is to find people who are like-minded. See, be of the same mind. You find people who are of the same mind who can help you. They are very rare. They are not going to be around soon and easy to identify. So supposing you want to do something that you have an idea, you have conceived it, but then you have given birth to an idea. Then how do you get support for it? Just getting people who can even help you test it. We're talking even about prototyping, create a prototype and test it. Who is going to help you test it just to give you perspective? If you want now to implement it, who are those people going to be? And eventually those people become your partners. Now to get people to collaborate, it's that people will collaborate with you if they discover that you're a totally aligned person, that you know what you're talking about and what you say is what you do. So your height of knowledge is perfect. You have a perfect height. You don't have to be perfect, but at least you're not mdomo too. You don't want people saying that is just mdomo too. Then your depth of knowledge is very well profound depth of knowledge that you know what you're talking about. That even if people ask you some silly questions, they're trying to distract you, then you know how to deal with that. Because if you have depth of knowledge, you are unshaken. Nobody can shake you, including those people who think they're the best of the best of the best. Usually those kind of guys are known as false prophets. Yeah, who are trying to destabilize you. They cannot destabilize you because you know what you're talking about. But then be willing to listen. That willingness to listen is now going to open up to increase the breadth of your knowledge. Because when you're listening to other people who are called collaborators, they're giving you perspective and they help you to connect the dots. See that? So if you're not insecure because your depth of knowledge is very good, if you're not insecure because you're totally aligned, then your breadth of knowledge begins to expand. And that's how we get collaborators. These people are called partners. So a lot of time, we are terrified to even say what we are thinking because we do not want to be to be rejected, to be yelled at. And all the time, you listen to people talking. They are talking on, see, they're apologizing about what you're thinking. That you're apologizing because you're trying to make your idea fit what the other person would want to hear. So this is how we felt, because instead of being authentic and aligned, most of the time we as human beings, we are trying to say what the other person wants to hear so we can align. And you know, usually the other person can actually detect what you're doing. And that's why that person eventually after that conversation will tell you, will just go thinking, oh, what kind of nonsense? You're in drama too. That is all talk. There's no action because you're trying to fit. You're trying to say what the other person, you think what the other person is going to approve. It's called second guessing. That is not good. You want to be really solid state in your idea, but you cannot get there unless you have a depth of knowledge that you can defend. Then everything else falls into place. For example, right now, you've seen that we have these problems of, I mean, the challenge itself. The second challenge is about funding. In the traditional way, we were, as Augustine said, we used to go for funding by writing grants. Let me tell you, when you write a grant, you submit a grant. And usually the grant makers or people who give money for grants, they are not Africans, they are not Kenyans. They're from some other place, most likely European, or where they are going to be Americans. So you're going to sit down, they're going to ask you a very hard question about your idea. First of all, those questions are going to be distracting. Because the question they ask you, the way they ask you to answer the question is not the way you have conceived it. So you have to rethink your idea differently according to what they want. You see? So your vision gets distorted into their vision. Now you're trying to place your vision into their vision. That's one. And they're asking you that because they have a vision of what they want to do. When you write that grant, you're not going to be alone. There's going to be 100 or even 1,000 other people writing the same grant application. Then they're going to hire a whole bunch of people out there in their office headquarters who are going to read those grants and decide they're going to fund only one out of 1,000. What happens to all the other ideas they have received from people around the world? You guessed it. They're not going to throw away in a dustbin and light a big fire. No, they are going to implement them, but without you. But you're not going to get the funding because it was a grant competition. So you don't get funded, and you already gave your idea willingly because you're hoping to get some money, but the idea is already gone. So grants or granting is one mechanism that they used for slave masters to continue enslaving people, to give them their knowledge away for free. They don't buy anything. In fact, it's very cheap for them. If the grant is $50,000, that means how many? 5 million shillings. That can attract a lot of competition, a lot of competitors who are very brilliant people because they think they are going to get 5 million shillings. And then they give away their very, very best ideas. And then only one person get that 5 million, but the rest of the applicant get zero. But the rest of the applicants have already given away their ideas. They are given away. So even then, if they are talking to you about intellectual property protection, what they do with your idea, you have no clue, because they're just going to repurpose it, and then they're going to build industries from your idea because they have money. Now, blockchain makes all that go away. The blockchain itself, decentralized finance. Because not only do you have to write grants to give to some strangers out there who are promising to give you 50,000 or 5 million shillings, you don't have to give your knowledge. You don't have to write to anybody on the blockchain. All we have to do is figure out a plan on tokenizing your idea, tokenizing it. Now, the most immediate way of fundraising for that is quadratic funding, which we are addressing a lot, and we're going to be discussing quadratic funding much more in this series. How you can use quadratic funding to raise money to fund your concept. So concept is developed, and then we use quadratic funding. It's not, that means you can do crowdfunding from a lot of people and using tokens. And these tokens are very, very powerful in that, for blockchain tokens. Then blockchain also helps you with intellectual property protection. You see, traditionally, the traditional system is that they would ask you to file an IP, intellectual property protection. Yeah, good luck with that. First of all, you spend a lot of money, filing the IP protection. Very few people get that, patent. And even if you get that patent, it protects you to nothing because somebody else can just take your whole project and just add something different, something small, and then they say it's different. What will you do about that? Are you going to sue, trying to show that this was exactly the same thing except for this small twist here? Yeah. Then it's become a big lawsuit that goes on forever and ever and ever, consuming a lot of your money. So it doesn't help. So, but the smart contract takes care of all that. You could say all that nonsense because the smart contract, and of course, the smart contract can continue earning you money through the tokenization model. And I think we're going to dive deeper and deeper into these issues as we go on with this science and tech program. Then when you know that blockchain is able to do that, it's just to create a platform for ideation where you can now work on the ideas called open platform. But we can now do it openly because the protection is implied. It's actually in the smart contract itself. So you don't have to be worried about your idea getting stolen because the smart contract will guarantee your IP protection. Because this is the whole thing that people are always complaining about IP protection. But let me tell you, IP protection, I think it's just a word, and these patents. But really, when people have money, they will just take your idea and just polish it up, and then refashion it, and then you say, they look. It will be even when you look at it, you can recognize. Maybe you can recognize it, but you cannot explain how it was your idea, original idea, because ideas and they keep on changing and they're easy to modify. So what what we need going forward is to create an IP platform. I mean, a platform for concept. We say decentralized platform. That's what will be coming next. And I think in July we're going to work on that. But I want to give you an example. You see GitHub, GitHub for people in IT, computer science. It's an ideation place where people throw up all their ideas up there in GitHub, and some of them have intellectual property protection. But Kevin Awoki of Gitcoin found that people who were putting ideas they are not getting rewarded, and so thus he created Gitcoin for that purpose. And Gitcoin uses quadratic funding to help people who are putting ideas on GitHub to get reward tokens, the Gitcoin token itself. So the Gitcoin token is for rewarding ideas that are being shared in GitHub. And what I did was to open contributors from all over the world to continue giving ideas for free. It's not free, but they're getting rewarded for their contributions. And that becomes very, very powerful. That's a platform. And so that's what we want to do with Actuate Token for these projects we're going to be doing in Africa, is to make it possible for people's ideas to get rewarded with Actuate Token itself through using quadratic funding or retroactive public good funding. So then when that happens, then data becomes available for analysis, like for doing research, then for more further analysis in the future, because the blockchain, of course, is one massive database that is able to collect all that data. So blockchain is very powerful. So I think this is something we want to dive very, very deep into, ideation, and how we use the blockchain to make all those things possible, such that when you see the burning bush and you hear the voice telling you, go and get them out of Egypt, then you say, who am I going to say who sent me? You say, I am. Tell them I am who sent it. I am is you, right? Because you are is the one who has sent you. I am is the one who has sent you. Don't be afraid, okay? And don't be dismayed, because the solution is here to translate all that science and give it new light so that you can deliver our children out of that that bondage. That bondage. Yeah. Let's go to promised land together. Thank you so much, Augustine. Back to you, Augustine. Hello. Frida, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So Augustine, I think he's falling off. Meanwhile, yeah, Augustine will say that the next person is going to be
Okay.
maybe there are questions. Hi, Augustine.
Hi, Doc. Sorry, I was not able to unmute myself.
Okay.
Yes. So, thank you so much, Doc, for those powerful comments. And now I think the next session we'll have is now people asking questions. You can just type your question in the chat box. Then now we'll have to dive deeper into that. But as questions are coming, maybe we can have Diana Mondi to give her comments, her report about the summit. So Diana. Diana,
Okay,
if you
thank
are,
you, Augustine. Can you kindly confirm if you can hear me?
yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to take you through the Nairobi Summit announcement. So as you all know, Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit is going to take place on 3rd to 6th December 2024. The theme is going to be using blockchain, DeFi, and AI to improve health and human development. And the venue is going to be at Kenyatta University. So you can come as attendees, sponsors, exhibitors, speakers. And the purpose of the summit is going to be to gather stakeholders of blockchain, DeFi, health and human development in Africa to discuss how blockchain and DeFi produce health and human development. So I know by now you all know that why you should attend. Why you should attend because you'll be able to learn about the Boston Premier Summit. You'll also learn about Actuate initiatives. And if you come as an attendee, you can go to our website and register. You'll be able to pay $150 for you to come as an attendee. And also, if you come as an exhibitor, you'll go to our website, register as an exhibitor. And remember, if you register as an exhibitor, you'll be able to have the chance to showcase your innovations and connect to the dedicated audience at the leading event on blockchain and DeFi for health and human development. You can also come as a speaker. So if you come as a speaker, the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit will present a unique opportunity to share your knowledge and insight with the forward-thinking audience. So this December, the 3rd to 6th, you can go to our website, register as a speaker, submit your abstract, and then you'll be given a feedback if you have been accepted to become a speaker. And the main, the main thing that you guys should look on is the part of sponsors. So remember, you can bring in sponsor, or if you know any company or organization that can be able to come to the summit by funding the event as a sponsor, you can invite them so that they can come to the summit as sponsors. You can go to our website, actuate.bio, where you will register as a sponsor. For the diamond sponsor, remember you'll pay $10,000. Then for the platinum sponsor, you'll pay $7,500. Then for the gold sponsor, you'll pay $5,000. Then silver sponsor, you will pay $3,000. And the least sponsor is a bronze sponsor who pays $1,000. And remember, each and every sponsor have got their benefit, and the one who have got, let me say, many benefit is a diamond sponsor because it gets to pay $10,000 to attend the event. And also what you need to know is that if you manage to bring in a sponsor for the Nairobi Summit, you'll be able to receive 5% commission that the sponsor will, from the amount that the sponsor will pay as a fee. So you go look for the sponsors, and also if you know that you are fit to become a speaker, you can go to our website and register. And so of late we've been having, let me say, discovery calls so that you can bring in sponsors or speakers So like also you guys from Actuate Biomedicine, you can also work hard with any member from the team. Invite let me say, if you see anyone who has the potential to be a sponsor or a speaker, you can tell them about Actuate and about the summit and the benefits that they will get. Yeah, for them to be a speaker or a sponsor. Yeah, and we really appreciate for your effort. And that's all I have to say for today. And back to you, Augustine.
Thank you so much, Diana, for that announcement and report about the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit. And now, maybe just emphasize more on what Ms. Diana said, that when you approach these people, especially the people who are so much passionate about, these professionals, tell them that, yes, we need speakers and they don't have to pay to be a speaker. But if they have products they want to showcase, then there will be a space for them, a full enough booth for them to exhibit. And now if they want, they will wish to now enjoy plenary sessions and all other things. Now they can now come as sponsors. So you should use that. Let's know that, because these speakers attract sponsors. So let's also not just and sponsors alone, but pay a very keen attention on speakers. They can come and agree, tell them that we are okay to have them, and ask them if they will wish we use their name and their contact and even their photos in our public, I mean the marketing and PR activities, so that now we can have now a smooth flow of things. Because I feel like the moment we have a complete number of speakers, now getting sponsors will be easy. And let's focus on getting these big figures, such that when we place them on our flyers, on our posters, people will wish to be part of it. I don't know if you get, because the reason why I usually attend summits or conferences is because I saw somebody, I saw a certain organization, I saw a certain theme, I saw a certain topic. So let's focus on that. Let's have that at the back of our minds, that we need some figures that can attract sponsors. So when we get these speakers to be just, come, they can come. Maybe Doc will give more light on that, but they can come just to speak and and now our sponsors have to cover their expenses at the end of the day. So let's move that way. Let's ensure that we have speakers, because that will give us a very smooth movement. So thank you so much, Diana. And now I see there's no any question in the chat box. Yeah, Doc.
Let me add to this. Thank you about the conference. Talking about the conference, is that this conference itself has got 4 things going on, and all the 4 things are for you as a person here who is here today. And the first opportunity for you is to participate in the poster competition. So wherever you are, that one you can get free. You can enter into the poster competition. And the poster competition is, you put up an idea, innovative idea that you think will transform lives for people in Africa. It doesn't have to be in Kenya. Innovative idea. But this idea of yours has to bring the technologies we're talking about, the blockchain, decentralized finance, and artificial intelligence together with your idea. So just as that's a new concept. So we are talking about ideation. today. So I think this is the best platform to talk about that. You want to create a poster for your idea, the one that you've been ideating. So it becomes like the day of the summit is the day of delivery. You're giving birth to the idea to the world, to show it to the world. And you want to take time between now and December to think about the idea you can present. But don't wait too long. First, you don't have to have the idea already conceived by now. I mean, already, you know, given up. You haven't given birth to the idea yet, but you can submit an abstract. You go online and fill the form to present a poster on a certain idea you have worked on by December 3rd. And you can give an abstract of what you are thinking about. An abstract is about 250 words describing exactly what you were thinking about. So take a few days for the brainstorm, you know, to allow that rain to fall into your consciousness. And you start thinking, how can I, whatever you are doing, whether you're in agriculture or you are in medicine or whatever science, mechanical engineering or chemical engineering, whatever you are doing now, chemistry, mathematics, basic sciences, think about how we can use blockchain and decentralized finance and artificial intelligence to take that subject that you're studying to promised land. Okay? Yes. So think about that. It's not very complicated. As I said, you already know what you're studying. And now we're here to talk about blockchain and DeFi. Combine those two and then come up with a new idea to present at the summit. Because if you do that, then you'll be able to get to the summit without having to pay the entrance fee because you already have a poster to come and show the people. Okay? So that is one way to get into the summit, is to make sure that you are participating in the poster presentation. Then the poster presentation, there's going to be judges. And then judges are going to be your peers, other people who have submitted ideas, and other people attending the summit. And if your poster gets selected to be one of the best, you will be coming to Boston. You'll find tickets to fly the people who have won the competition to come to Boston in 2025. So if that is not incentivizing for you enough, you need some more incentives. I don't know, but that's a great way to get yourself known. And of course, you already are seeing the burning bush. This is your Moses moment. See the burning bush. Do not be afraid. Do not be terrified. Because of course, you remember Moses was terrified. He was trying to give excuses. You say, oh, you know, I'm not very good at speech, you know. He said, just go there. Go to the fair. He said, I've been there. I already killed someone. He said, just go there. Get those people out. Don't allow your mind to give you excuses why you can't do it. You cannot deliver us from bondage if you allow those negative thoughts to enter into your consciousness. You just have to kick them out. And then, you know, you have so much power in you that you can actually part the Red Sea. You know, parting the Red Sea, getting the ocean to rise up on the other side, that is known as a state of consciousness, to believe, to have strong faith, a lot of faith in yourself that you can do it and you will do it. That's why you're here tonight. Okay? And not only you stop having any doubt that those guys you're going to meet there are going to swallow you alive. That is what Moses was trying to say. Those people are going to eat me alive. I already killed one of them. I killed somebody over there. I said, how can I go back there? He said, well, you will go back there because you believe. Okay? So you all know that story. That story explaining to you how you get through your idea, take it all the way to the end. And because you believe so much, when you come and fight a barrier, like a whole Red Sea in front of you, you just need to raise your staff, throw it on the ground, and the Red Sea parts for you to walk through. And when you all walk through, then the Red Sea will fall back and kill those guys who are trying to run after you. That's a symbolic interpretation of that story. Okay? that there's nobody who is going to come and get you. Okay, so don't be afraid. And then when you get there, then you are likely to get into the promised land only if you believe that you can cross the Jordan. Now, that's another challenge. But crossing the Jordan then would mean after you make the poster in Nairobi, you can now cross the Atlantic and come to Boston. So it means that you still have some work to do. That crossing the Red Sea is not sufficient. You still have, but not to get discouraged, don't get dismayed because you're not alone. And so that's one. So posters, competition, that is one area that you do very, very well because that speaks directly to what you're doing. So I would expect by Monday evening that Grace Jerry, who is on our website and she has the form, has received as many applications for poster competition as there are people in this group. Number two is you can come in as a speaker. Speaker is a little more involved because you're not speaking to people for a whole 30 minutes in an international conference. That can be sweat breaking, okay? But don't be afraid of breaking sweat because you have practiced between now and December public speaking. So that's another opportunity for you. You can come and speak. Now, the other opportunity for you is to look for sponsors. Sponsors are those people who have products that they would like to sell to people like yourself and people like who are professionals who are going to be attending that meeting. Now, sponsors come to a meeting because there are people who can buy their products. And people come to meeting because there are other people they can network with and connect and make business deals. That's what it's all about. These summits are about business deals. Either everybody is selling something. Remember that. So when you find somebody who has got products, don't be afraid telling him that, okay, there's going to be this meeting in December. You have products. It will be a very beautiful place for you to come and showcase your products. These people who become sponsors, people who are making products, they already know that. You're not telling them something new. Don't be afraid of telling them, wow, these guys are going to think that I'm trying to hustle them for money. No, you're not hustling them money, even if it's known as hustler economy by Mr. Ruto. You're not hustling them for money. Those people want customers for their products. They cannot get those customers unless they advertise. Sponsorship is one method of advertisement. In fact, the amount of money companies spend on advertising is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. The companies would easily spend 1 million shillings per day to show up at that summit. So even 10 million, that's not very far removed from their consciousness, because they know that if we get the right customers there, they'll be making that 10 million in a matter of days later on. So companies have budgets for that. In fact, all companies, everybody has a budget for advertising their products so that they can create awareness. So don't be any somebody who tells you that, oh, we're not coming to that summit, just leave that alone and go to the next one. Yeah, and and that's why we're telling you this to sponsors is because we want you also to participate in this and partake in that sponsorship. What Diana has told us, $10,000, that's about 15 million shillings. Is that, yeah, that's about there. You'll get 5% of that money as a commission for getting a sponsor. And we want to have as many sponsors as possible so that we can have a huge festival of innovation. Festival of innovation in Africa. It's going to be very beautiful. So because we are in science and tech, and Africa really needs this science and tech translation, let's do it together and create a very huge festival there at KU. Yeah, so these are big opportunities for you. So poster, then looking for sponsors, even you can come and speak. And then finally, you can come and do other things like what? Maybe teach in a workshop. If you have something you're passionate about, you can have a whole workshop, and then we can figure out how that workshop. And in fact, teaching in a workshop You can teach a whole workshop. Each workshop is going to lend itself to sponsorship, about $10,000. Then we can see how we can construct sponsorship. You actually already know a lot. Is that because all these years you've been studying, it's a lot of things you know that other people do not know. Okay? That's what you're talking about. You already know so much that other people don't know. You can actually create a workshop to teach people about those things you know. Okay? And if you create that workshop could be running like a whole day workshop or 2 days workshop, teaching people very important new skills, whether it's whatever it is, particularly in science and tech. So many skills. Or people need to learn so much, but they're not going to learn if you don't teach them what you already have learned. Okay? So these are big opportunities for you. And of course, if you do that, this is a platform for your own development, personal career development. Then is you have your career going to another level. After that, you are a different person. You are a new man or new woman because your word has gotten out. You become famous, and then people will be coming to you. All right. So back to you, Augustine.
Yeah, thank you so much, Doc, for that emphasis. And now I see a question from Elijah Mosoti.
Mhm.
Is it a must you have a sponsor to come to the summit? Elijah, I think Doc has explained everything, but let me just say one way you can come as an attendee. There's some few fee you have to pay around $150. Coming as an attendee and gain insights on how these three technologies can be leveraged to improve human and health development. But we rolled out a challenge that for Actuate members, for them to be an attendees, they don't have to pay. What can we do? We work together to invite sponsors. We invite a sponsor, as Diana said, we invite a diamond sponsor who is coming by buying a package of $10,000. You get you who invited him or the organization or her, you get 5% commission of that $10,000. So you see now you will forget the $150 you have to pay as an attendee. Now you just come. Pesa mfukoni. The other way you can come, as Doctor said, is by coming to present a poster. And we are saying that the slot is already even overwhelmed. You just have to start right now working on your abstract, share with me, share with any other Actuate members, share with Doc, share with Grace Juguna. She's there as soon as possible. So you will come to present your poster, and there is a criteria. We will guide you as soon as you reach out to us on the criteria of the poster. That's the second way you can come. And the third, as Doc has said, is through workshops, presentation. So I hope Elijah Mosoti, you're okay. Chris Arumba, when is the summit, guys? Okay. So the summit will be taking place as from 3rd to 6th December this year. Kenyatta University, Amphitheater Hall. Yeah, the main campus here in Nairobi, Kenya. And the theme is using AI, blockchain technology, decentralized finance to improve human and health development. Yes. So, any other question? Yes, Elijah Mosoti, you're welcome. So, now I have to share the Google form for attendance. This is Actuate STEM Knowledge Translation Learn to Earn session, meaning people receive some incentives, some tokens, as a sign of motivation, so that you are able to keep learning, retain what is taught, and apply. So I'm sharing the Google form. Take your time, fill up your details. Then now you will be able to receive your tokens at the end of the month. Then after there, you're just free to live at your own time. So I'll give 5 minutes for that. So the document is there. So I would love to take this opportunity to say thank you so much, first of all, to Mr. Alan for taking us through today's topic, ideation stage in STEM knowledge translation. It was so educative. We thank you so much. We appreciate your time. And thank you so much, Doc, for always being there, shedding more light on these matters. We appreciate your time. We don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. And now to our Actuate members who dialed in today, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We value you. Let's move together in this journey of actualizing STEM knowledge in Africa. So take your time, fill up the form, then now you can leave at your own time. So I think the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you so much, Augustine. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Alan. And thank you, Diana, and everyone for see you next week. And remember the Moses moment. Yeah.
Sure, Doc. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Yes.
you.